Yeah. Let's see. How do you? We all have like different creative processes. How do you create a routine or a competition? You start by the concept. You start by coffee.
So I think for me, it's definitely happened a couple different ways. Uh, Neither is there isn't a right way, and it depends on you at the time. Uh, for me, it's either it's one idea or it's a coffee, and it's really important that even if you don't quite know what it is at the beginning, when the routine is finished, before you show it to the judges, it should be one solid thing that ties everything together. Because you don't have that much time. You have 15 minutes, you have to make 12 drinks, which is lots of time that you can't really talk. And the judges have lots of things that they have to do for the rules, so they have to taste in a certain way, you have to give flavor notes. So maybe half the time you're not really talking about anything personal. You're just going through the motions that everyone has to go through. So you really got 5 to 7 minutes to communicate one thing. So if you're starting with an idea, you almost want to spend a little time thinking about all the different directions that could take you, all the different questions you could ask, and then chip away at each of them for a little bit, just for a week or so, 2 weeks, see which ones really resonate, which ones stick with you. And as time goes on, instead of it starts off as one idea, then it becomes 100 little ideas that are tied to it, and then you start chipping away until you get back to 3 or 4 things that really explain that one idea well. So if, one routine that I did a long time ago that I didn't win with was around the difference between, why does yellow bourbon taste different to coffee, to red bourbon from the same farm? And really thinking about that. And that was my initial idea, was just tasting a yellow bourbon and go, this is amazing. Why does this not taste like the other bourbons that I'm used to?
Mm-hmm.
And I was lucky that I had access to those separated colors from one farm. So it takes away some of the noise and goes, okay, these two coffees are different. And if I just wonder why, what are the 100 reasons why? What are the different ideas? How could I explain that on the stage? And so it was less about the specific coffee and more about this concept of there must be a reason why they taste it. When you get a concept like that or an idea like that, it doesn't matter that other people have done it before or have done it in different ways. The judges are never really, they're not saying whether your idea is the best idea. They're saying whether you told a good story and it helped them understand the coffee you served them in a new way. Did they have a good experience for 15 minutes? And so you just follow your personal passion with that question or that thought. What is it I'm excited by? How do I help share that excitement or that story with my guests? And every time you find something that helps you get a little closer to communicating that, you keep it. And every time something starts becoming a new idea, you have to let it go. Because otherwise it's just a mishmash of lots of interesting things. On the other side, if you are just starting with a coffee, if you're just cupping coffees, you want to stand on the stage and you just find a coffee with a flavor that you're really inspired by, or sometimes even a story. And that can be a bit dangerous, but if it's a story about the farm that you fall in love with, your job is to help the judges feel that exact same excitement you're feeling about the story or about the flavor. If it's flavor, it helps other things because a lot of the points on the score sheet are tied to how it tastes. So you want to use every bit of your skill as a barista and the other people helping you, so your roaster, anyone else who's on your team who's helping you work on the recipes, everything should be about encouraging that flavor that you love to really shine from the coffee. And the other drinks you're making, so your milk drink or your signature drink, should help show that flavor that you're talking about in a different light. So if, I don't know, I hate mango as a flavor because every time I eat mango, it's slightly different. Sometimes it's more floral, sometimes it's sweet. When they're good, they're really good, and when they're okay, they're kind of disappointing, right? So I have all these ideas of mango flavor, but if I taste the coffee and it really kind of, there's no other word for it, it's got that floral and that sweetness and that kind of tropical fruit acidity. If I find a coffee that really tastes like mango juice, that's amazing. How do I communicate all those things that I love and dislike about mangoes? How do I make a signature drink that works with that flavor, either celebrates it or shows maybe the more floral side of it or the more acidic side of it than the espresso does on its own? How do I use the milk drink to show something other than that flavor, to show that the coffee is complex? Again, you're looking at all the different options, and then you're trying to pick it apart so that at the end of the 15 minutes, the judge can go, that coffee really tastes of mango. I really understand why that's special and why that was special to that barista. You know, I think the ultimate goal is you want the judge. So if you took a score sheet at the beginning, when you write your performance, if you took a score sheet and wrote down what you want the judge to write down at the end, that's your goal. You know, how do you make them write down what you wanted them to write down at the beginning? And if you think about that, that helps you look back at the routine once you've written it before you practice it too many times and go, okay, you know, these sentences, do they help the judge understand that? Or me brewing this way, does it make it clear that this is the flavor I'm trying to bring out? Does it make it clear why I'm trying to bring it out? You know, and does it make it easy to taste?